Hey, I'm Jesse Hunt with Unofficial. We're a web design and digital marketing agency located in downtown Memphis. Since 2002, I've been helping Mid-South businesses just like yours improve their websites and find more customers on the internet. Today, I'm going to perform a video website audit on your website that'll show you some areas for improvement that might be hurting your business. The entire audit will take 15 to 20 minutes and should leave you substantially more informed about what's working and what's not working so well on your website. I hope you'll find the audit informative and that you'll keep me in mind if you ever need some help working on your existing website or building a new one. Thanks a lot for watching. Let's get started.
Hey David, so here we are on the homepage of your website. As you can see, we're at www.thewoodworkshopinc.com, and what I want to do is go through your website, point out some things that I see on the website that might have some areas for improvement and whatnot. Then I'll click over, we'll look at some things that Google tells us about your site and talk about that. We'll look at how you're ranking in a few of Google's search results, and then we'll come back to your website and use a few utilities that I have here on my computer to get a better understanding of what's happening behind the scenes on your website. So when I'm here on your site and looking around, I guess my first impression when I land on the site is it just feels a little dull, maybe is the right word. And by the way, I mean no offense by any of this. I just try to tell it like I see it. I find that my feedback's a lot more useful if I don't try to sugarcoat it. So when I've taken the time, I've gone through your website and looked at it in detail, and you've got a really cool business. I mean, I think your business model is awesome. The classes, the videos that you've got on here, I mean, this is a cool website. But the look of the homepage just doesn't quite do it for me. It feels like there's a disconnect between how cool your place is and what your website portrays here on the homepage. I mean, it's just the pictures are very small here that rotate through, and it doesn't show me any beautiful woodworking stuff. It doesn't show people getting down to work. I think this website could be so much cooler if it was I don't know, maybe showed some video, like a big background video of people doing woodwork, like some video in the shop. I mean, check this out. So I didn't have this pulled up yet because I didn't think of this until just now. But like, for example, this website is a yachting website that I particularly like. But see how there's video running in the background, and it just, if you're looking to do some yachting, this just really jumps out and says, this is fun stuff. Likewise, I feel like we could use video on your homepage to really draw people in and make people go, "Wow, this is a cool place. I got to go check this out." So that's my initial critique of the overall homepage design. Beyond that, I feel like I don't really know where my eyes need to land. You've got the navigation up here where I have some different choices. There's something about a free upgrade here for a professional cabinet saw. And then I've got click here. I've got phone numbers over here. What's the call to action? What is it that you want me to do as a visitor? Should I call you? Should I fill out a form? Do you want me to click to shop? I mean, what's the number one desired call to action? And how can we make that call to action more bold so that people go, that's exactly what I need to click on from this homepage. That's where I need to go. So my advice would be, let's figure out what the number one most desired action from a visitor is and figure out how to guide them down that path. Let's figure out what we want people to do and then lead them there. Beyond that, I would say maybe you need a little more text on the homepage. More text is good for search engine rankings, but overall, I think we'll get to search engine rankings in a few minutes, but you're doing pretty well on the search engines. So my critique isn't, I'm not going to go too much into search engine stuff here. Let me just double check that these work real quick. I haven't done that yet. Yep, that one works, and that one appears to work. Yep, good deal on both of those. So then back over here on your website, on the footer of your homepage, there's an awful lot of links down here. I feel like that's overkill and maybe isn't really necessary. And then I noticed your name, your business name, address, and phone number down here in the footer is similar to what Google shows in their database for you, but not exactly perfect. In my business, there's an acronym. It's NAP, N-A-P. It stands for name, address, and phone number. And when it comes to Google's local results, they want to see that your name, address, and phone number are on every page of your website, that they're perfectly consistent from page to page, that it's perfectly consistent with your listing in the Google database, and then that other websites that talk about you or that link back to you also are perfectly consistent in terms of name, address, and phone number. So what we've got here, your business name, The Woodwork Shop, Inc., and then I've just come over here, I did a search, the Woodwork Shop, Bartlett, Tennessee. I was just trying to get Google to pull up this local result, which is exactly what they did. So they have your name as Woodwork Shop, Inc., so they didn't put the word "the" at the beginning of it, so that's a bit of an inconsistency that I would try to correct. I'm not sure if it needs to be fixed here or on your Google listing. My guess is you need to fix it on the Google listing. And then if we look at the address, 8500 Wolf Lake Drive, spelled out, number 101, Bartlett, Tennessee 38133. And then if we come over here, 8500 Wolf Lake Drive, they abbreviated DR, number 101, Bartlett, Tennessee 38133. The difference between DR and Drive is very subtle, and you and I look at that and we go, hey, I know that that's exactly the same thing. Google, on the other hand, as smart as Google is, sometimes little things trip it up. From a local search engine optimization standpoint, the difference between DR and Drive can make a difference. So I don't think it's a huge difference. I don't think it's messing you up too bad, but I would encourage you to fix it because there's no reason to leave loose ends. All right, the other thing I noticed here while we're on this listing, this says own this business with a question mark and has a link. That tells me that you've never claimed this Google local listing. I would encourage you to claim this listing, go in, optimize it, make sure that you've got all the appropriate categories selected. Right now it has you as woodworker, but I wonder if there are other categories that might be good fits as well. Maybe there are woodworking classes or woodworking clubs or things like that. I don't know. Woodworking supplies. I would try to add yourself to all the categories that are appropriate. Make sure that your hours are in Google Local and configured properly. So if you need help claiming that and setting all that up, I'd be glad to help you with that. We do a lot of that kind of work and would love to help you with it. And as you can see here, it shows that they're missing your business hours. So things like that should definitely be added to it. All right, I'm going to close that out. So one more thing I noticed on your website that I wanted to point out, your navigation seems funny because this About Us wraps down to the next line. This would look a lot better if it was all on one line. So simplifying your navigation a little bit would help a lot with that. Other than that, as I click through, I mean, like I get to this page and there's all this blue, which isn't consistent with the design through the rest of the website. Design-wise, it just feels like it's a little hodgepodge, like things were added that don't really match the rest of the website and things like that. So if you want some help with that, I'd love to help you correct those things. All right, let's see. So next up here, this is a tool provided by Google to website developers. It's called the Mobile Friendly Test, and basically it checks your website to make sure that it's mobile friendly. Now, Google says that your website is mobile friendly, so that's great, and I'm not going to dwell on this too long. But if you look at the preview of what people see on a mobile device, I wonder if this is what the most important things that you want them to see. I mean, they get here, they see your business name, they see a picture, and they see this free upgrade to a professional cabinet saw. And that's all you can see on the front page here. I just wonder if the mobile version of your website could be reprioritized a little bit to make sure that the most important stuff's at the top. Goes back to what we were talking about earlier, identifying what the ideal customer action or visitor action is. What is it, the action that you want them to take, and then how do we lead them down that path? Same thing on a mobile device. Let's figure out how to lead them down the right path. All right. So next thing I just did a few Google searches here where I tried to put myself in the shoes of somebody that would be a good prospect of yours. Instead, if I was looking for someone that does what David does, what would I search for in Google? And the first thing that came to mind was Memphis woodworking classes. The good news is you occupy the first 3 results on Google, and you also have this this local box over here. So Google deems that you're by far the most authoritative result for that particular search. Awesome job. I think that's fantastic. And so, I said earlier, in terms of search engine results, you're really doing pretty well. Here I did Memphis Woodworking Club. Again, you've got the first 2 results here, and you've got the local result over here on the right. So doing pretty well. Here I did Memphis Woodworking Supplies. You've got the first 2 results, but you don't have the local result over here. As I was talking about earlier, claiming your listing and doing a little optimization to it, you might be able to claim this spot over here as well with just a little bit of work. So if that's something you'd like to talk about, I'd love to chat with you about it. All right, come back to your website real quick. I'm going to go back to the home page, look at a couple more things. First thing, I got this little utility installed in my browser here. This is called a Google Tag Assistant. Basically, it scans your website and tells me if you've got any Google tags installed. As you can see, it says result of tag analysis, 0 in total. So you don't have any Google tags on your website. I was really hoping to see a tag called Google Analytics. Google Analytics monitors the traffic to your website, tells us what your visitors are looking at, tells us where they came from, so what other websites are referring you traffic. It tells us what they do once they get on your website. Do they land on your homepage and immediately leave? Do they go and watch some how-to videos? Do they go and look at your photo galleries? Do they go and shop for a while? So it gives you really good information to understand how your visitors behave and where they're coming from. It's just good to be able to understand how your website is performing as a marketing tool for your business and better understand the return on investment that you're getting from the website. So I would definitely encourage you to install Google Analytics. It's free software. You'll need somebody that understands a little bit about websites to help you set it up, but it's not too hard. And if you want help with that, I'd love to help with that as well. Last thing here, I've got this utility installed. This is a page SEO audit, so a search engine optimization audit. You're really doing pretty well on the search engine, so I don't have too much critique here, other than to say that I think there are a few things that could be tidied up just a little bit. Your title tag is the Woodwork Shop Inc. I think you could add some keywords to that and perhaps show up for some keywords that you're not currently showing up for, but I'm not sure what those keywords are until we talk to you and figure out what additional keywords you're wanting to show up for, and figure out where you're currently lacking. Perhaps one of the biggest ones, your meta description says professional tools, fine hardwoods, and custom woodwork. Let me show you where a meta description shows up. So if we do Memphis woodworking classes and we look at your listing, so this description right here below your listing, this is pulled from your meta description when you've got a good one. Yours is a little too short, and it's not really compelling. What a meta description is really used for is to give somebody a good compelling reason to click you instead of somebody else when they're in the search results. So you want to use your meta description to tell people why they should click your website and not somebody else's. I think your meta description could be tightened up a little bit. Headings, you're missing some of the heading tags that I think would be helpful. It doesn't seem to be hurting your search engine rankings right now, but you never can tell when Google's going to change the way they index things and could negatively impact you. So if you're going to go through and make some changes, especially if you're going to go through and change the design, I would encourage you to fix things like the heading tags right off the bat and just go ahead and get it right from the start. Image alt tags, there's no alt description, so it doesn't describe the images in text, so Google can't really tell what your images are all about. It says you need more text on the website, and I think I mentioned that earlier. And you're missing a few other things, XML sitemaps, micro formats. So there are a few things that could be done to bolster your search engine optimization even more, but overall, it's not too bad. I think the biggest thing here is just cleaning up the design of your website, making it look a little more modern, and then streamlining the site so that it's really easy to guide people. So it's really easy for people to be guided through the process that you're wanting them to take while they're on your website. So, David, I'm going to wrap it up right there, and I don't want to bog you down with too much information or overwhelm you. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. If the things I've said today resonate with you and you'd like to chat more about it, I'd absolutely love to have an opportunity to talk with you. My goal is to become a resource to you and to ultimately to earn your trust and earn your business. I would love to be your go-to website guy. So if you want to chat about the things that I've pointed out here, please give me a call. My cell phone number is 901-491-6490. Give me a buzz. We'll chat about the video. You can give me some feedback and tell me what you thought of my critique, and then we can, address any concerns that you might have and kind of help you come up with a game plan for how we get from where you're at to where you're trying to go. So, again, give me a call. Write this number down. It's my cell phone. You won't find it on my website. My cell phone is 901-491-6490. 901-491-6490. Thanks a lot for taking the time to watch. I'll send this over to you in a few minutes, and then I will follow up with you in just a couple days if I haven't heard back from you, to make sure that you got the email and see if you have any questions, see if there's anything I can do to help you out. But in the meantime, don't hesitate to give me a call, 901-491-6490. Thanks a lot, David. I appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to talking to you real soon. Bye-bye.